For decades, we've been sold a story. The story that our gardens are hungry and we must feed them. From the outside, season after season, bag after bag. What if that story was wrong? What if the most abundant, perfect fertilizer wasn't in a bag, but in the air all around us? And what if the key wasn't to add something, but to grow the right companions? This isn't just gardening differently. This is gardening smarter. This is building a self-feeding ecosystem. Today, we're not buying fertilizer. We're planting 7 permanent employees that work for us, for free. Let's meet the team. Plant 1, the living mulch, white clover. Your first hire is the ground crew. White clover is a low-growing, relentless nitrogen fixer that turns wasted space into a fertile carpet. Its roots host bacteria that convert atmospheric nitrogen into a usable form. As roots naturally die back or you trim the tops, this nitrogen is released directly to neighboring plants. It's a continuous, slow-release system. To plant this, scatter seeds in spring or fall between vegetable rows, under fruit trees, or into lawn grass. Rake lightly, keep moist for 2 weeks, and let it establish. Once it does, it thrives with neglect, drought-tolerant, sun, or part shade. The result? Within 6 weeks, you'll see greener, stronger plants nearby. It suppresses weeds, improves soil structure, and attracts pollinators. The cost? A one-time seed purchase that outperforms annual fertilizer expenses indefinitely. Key insight. Think of clover not as a plant, but as a living soil amendment. It's not taking up space. It's creating fertility in the space between your crops. Plant 2, the deep miner. Comfrey. If clover is the ground crew, Comfrey is the heavy machinery. With a taproot that plunges 6 to 10 feet into the subsoil, it mines nutrients inaccessible to most plants and concentrates them in its large, hairy leaves. This plant is a nutrient pump. It pulls up potassium, phosphorus, and trace minerals, storing them in its biomass. When you cut the leaves and let them decompose, those nutrients become available at the surface. Plant a root cutting of the sterile Bocking 14 variety in a permanent spot. Harvest leaves 4 to 5 times a season by cutting them at the base. Use them as a powerful mulch under tomatoes and peppers, or steep them in water to create a potent, if pungent, liquid fertilizer. The result? You've created a renewable resource factory. 3 plants can provide enough nutrient-rich mulch for an entire garden. It's a decades-long investment that pays compound interest in soil fertility. Plant 3, the seasonal shift worker, Fava Bean. The favas are our brilliant seasonal contractors. They work the off-shift, the cool season, building soil when the rest of the garden sleeps. Planted in late fall or earliest spring, they fix substantial nitrogen, 100 to 200 pounds, acre, in cool, wet conditions. Their entire biomass stems, leaves, roots becomes green manure. To do this, sow seeds thickly. Let them grow until they begin to flower. This is peak nitrogen production. Then, cut them down and either dig the plants lightly into the soil or lay them on top as mulch. Wait 2 to 3 weeks for decomposition, then plant your summer heavy feeders. The result? You've transformed an empty bed into a pre-fertilized planting zone. The timing is perfect for summer crops. You can even harvest some beans for the table. The plant fertility value remains largely intact. Plant 4, the deep-rooted perennial, alfalfa. Alfalfa is the dedicated long-term specialist. It's not for tilling into annual beds, it's for building permanent fertility infrastructure. Its roots are legendary, reaching 10 to 20 feet down. This does 2 things. It fixes massive amounts of nitrogen and mines deep mineral deposits, bringing them to the surface layer. The method: establish it in a dedicated, sunny patch along a fence, in an orchard alley, or in paths between beds. Cut it 3 to 5 times a season, and use the incredibly nutrient-dense cuttings as mulch elsewhere. After 3 to 5 years, the soil underneath an alfalfa patch is fundamentally transformed. It's a soil-building powerhouse that asks for nothing but a sunny spot and an occasional haircut. Plant 5, the beautiful functionalist, lupine. Lupines prove that utility and beauty are not mutually exclusive. They are nitrogen-fixing flowering spikes that thrive in poorer, even acidic, soils. While creating stunning vertical color, they perform the same nitrogen-fixing magic. They're ideal for areas where you want both aesthetic appeal and soil improvement. Plant them as a stunning cover crop in a bed slated for future use, or establish them as perennials in ornamental borders. Cut them down after flowering, before seed set, and use the material as green manure. You get a dual-purpose plant, a soil builder for a season or a beautiful perennial that feeds itself and its neighbors. They are the perfect bridge between the ornamental garden and the productive plot. Plant 6, the tropical powerhouse, Pigeon Pea. For warm climates, zones 8+, Pigeon Pea is the fast-growing, heat-loving champion. It's a large shrub that provides structure, food, and fertility all at once. It grows rapidly into a small tree, fixing nitrogen and producing an enormous amount of leafy biomass perfect for the chop-and-drop mulch method. Plant it as a temporary nurse plant among young fruit trees, or in rows as a living trellis, fertilizer factory. Regularly prune branches and drop the leaves around other plants. It provides light shade, wind protection, and continuous nutrient recycling. The result: a multi-purpose workhorse for permaculture systems. It feeds the soil, provides peas for your plate, and creates microclimates, all while tolerating poor soil and drought. Plant 7, the permanent infrastructure, Siberian Pea Shrub. This is the final, ultimate piece of the system. Permanent, woody, nitrogen-fixing infrastructure. Plant it once, and it works for a human lifetime. This ultra-hardy shrub forms a woody hedge that fixes nitrogen year after year for 50+ years. It's not a crop, it's a living, fertile fence. Plant it as a hedge on the north side of your garden to avoid shade or scattered through an orchard. Annual pruning provides a significant yield of nitrogen-rich branches and leaves for mulch. The result? You install a legacy of fertility. It reduces wind, houses, pollinators, prevents erosion, and continuously feeds the land around it. It's the ultimate set-and-forget element of the self-feeding garden. This is the shift, from consumer to cultivator, from input-dependent to ecosystem-led. You don't have to plant all 7. Start with one that fits your space and climate, perhaps the living mulch of Clover, or the deep mining of Comfrey. Add the seasonal work of Favas. Over time, integrate the perennials. This is how we build resilience. This is how we garden not just for the next harvest, but for the next generation of soil. The system is already here, in the seeds and the air. We just have to plant the connection. If this changes how you see your garden, let me know below. Which piece of your fertility puzzle will you plant first? Now, go build a garden that feeds itself. I'll see you out there.